My pregnant wife accused me of cheating in front of everyone. I used the moment to announce the baby isn't mine. Where are you watching from today? Drop your location in the comments below and hit that like and subscribe button so you won't miss more interesting stories. My name is Mark, and for the last 5 years, I thought I was living in a romantic comedy. I had the beautiful wife, Vanessa. We had the big house in the suburbs with the white picket fence. I had a high-paying job as a software engineer that allowed Vanessa to pursue her dream of being a lifestyle influencer on Instagram. From the outside, we were perfect. Vanessa was obsessed with appearances. Everything had to be curated. Our dinner dates were photo opportunities. Our vacations were content. Even our arguments were quiet so the neighbors wouldn't hear. I didn't mind it at first. I loved her. I thought her obsession with image was just a quirk. I thought she loved me as much as she loved the likes she got on her selfies. I was an idiot. The cracks started to show about 6 months ago. Vanessa started acting distant. She was always on her phone, smiling at texts, but she would tilt the screen away whenever I walked into the room. She started going to the gym for 3 hours at a time, coming home showered and smelling like expensive men's cologne, claiming it was just the air freshener at the gym. I had my suspicions, but I didn't want to believe it. I wanted to trust my wife. Then came the announcement. I came home from work one Tuesday to find a gift box on the kitchen table. Vanessa was recording with her ring light set up. "Open it," she squealed for the camera. I opened it. Inside was a positive pregnancy test and a little pair of baby shoes. "I'm pregnant," she cheered, throwing her arms around me. "We're going to be parents." I froze. I hugged her back, I smiled for the camera, and I said all the right things. "Oh my God, honey, that's amazing." But inside, my heart had stopped beating. My stomach dropped to the floor. My blood ran cold because I knew with 100% certainty that I could not be the father. You see, 3 years ago, before I even met Vanessa, I had a medical issue. I had a severe infection that required surgery. While they were in there, the doctors found some complications. Long story short, I had a vasectomy. It was medically necessary at the time to prevent further infection spread. And frankly, I wasn't sure I wanted kids back then. I was sterile. I shot blanks. The doctor had told me there was a less than 0.01% chance of reversal, and I had tested it a year later just to be sure. My count was 0. I never told Vanessa. It wasn't that I was hiding it maliciously. It just never came up. When we got married, she said she wanted to focus on her career and didn't want kids for a long time. I figured I would tell her eventually when the topic got serious. So, holding that positive pregnancy test, I knew 2 things. 1, my wife was pregnant. 2, my wife was a cheater. I didn't confront her right there. If I had learned anything from my job, it's that you don't report a bug until you have the logs to prove it. You gather data, you build your case. "I'm so happy," I lied to her face, kissing her forehead. "We have to plan a gender reveal party," she screamed, already typing on her phone. "It has to be huge. We need a balloon arch, we need catering, we need to invite everyone." "Whatever you want, babe," I said. For the next 4 months, I lived a double life. To Vanessa, I was the doting, expectant father. I went to the ultrasounds, I painted the nursery, I rubbed her feet. But in secret, I was a detective. I hired a private investigator named Sam. Sam was expensive, but he was worth every penny. Within a week, he had the truth. It wasn't just a random guy. It was her ex-boyfriend, Brad. Brad was a crypto investor who drove a leased BMW and lived in a bachelor pad downtown. Apparently, Vanessa had never really gotten over him. Sam provided me with photos of them meeting at hotels. He gave me logs of their text messages. They were graphic. They mocked me. "Vanessa, Mark is so clueless. He's painting the nursery right now. He thinks he's daddy." Brad, "Lol, whatever. As long as his bank account pays for the kid, I don't care. Just make sure you get child support when you eventually dump him." Vanessa, "Don't worry, I'm securing the bag. Once the baby is born, I'll find a reason to divorce him. Maybe I'll say he's abusive or something." Reading those texts broke something inside me. The love I had for her turned into a cold, hard block of ice. She wasn't just cheating. She was planning to destroy me. She was planning to ruin my reputation to get my money. I decided I wouldn't wait for her timeline. I would create my own. The gender reveal party was set for Saturday. It was going to be the event of the season. Vanessa had invited over 100 people. Her family, my family, our friends, her influencer friends, and even some of my coworkers. She wanted a spectacle. I decided to give her one. But in the week leading up to the party, Vanessa started acting strange. She became paranoid. I think her guilt was eating her alive, and she started projecting it onto me. She started accusing me of coming home late. She checked my phone when she thought I was sleeping. I had changed the passcode, which made her furious. "Why are you so secretive lately?" she snapped at me 2 days before the party. "I'm just working extra hours to pay for the party, Vanessa," I said calmly. "I feel like you're hiding something." She narrowed her eyes. "Are you seeing someone?" I almost laughed. "No, Vanessa, I'm not." She didn't believe me. She convinced herself that I was the villain. She needed me to be the villain so she could justify what she was doing with Brad. The day of the party arrived. Our backyard looked like a carnival. There was a DJ, there was a massive table of food, there was a giant box in the center of the yard filled with either blue or pink balloons. Vanessa looked beautiful in a white maternity dress. She was glowing. Everyone was congratulating her. "Mark, you must be so excited," my mom said, hugging me. "A grandbaby." I felt a pang of guilt hugging my mom. She wanted this so bad, but I couldn't let this lie continue. "I am, Mom," I said. "It's going to be a day to remember." About an hour into the party, the tension in the air shifted. Vanessa had been drinking mocktails and whispering with her best friend, Jessica. She kept glaring at me. Apparently, she had found a receipt in my car. It was a receipt for a diamond bracelet I had bought for my mother's 60th birthday, which was coming up next month. Vanessa found it, saw the date, and assumed it was for a mistress. She decided to strike. She walked up to the DJ booth and grabbed the microphone. The music stopped. Everyone turned to look at her. "Attention, everyone," she said, her voice shaking with fake tears. "Thank you all for coming to celebrate our baby, but before we pop the balloons, there is something I have to say." The crowd went silent. I stood by the balloon box, holding a remote control in my hand. Not the remote for the balloons, the remote for the projector screen we had set up for a slideshow. "I wanted this to be a happy day," Vanessa sobbed into the mic, "but I can't live a lie anymore. Mark, my husband, he has been cheating on me." Gasps rippled through the crowd. My mother looked at me with horror. Her parents glared at me. "I found the receipt," Vanessa yelled, waving the piece of paper. "He bought jewelry for another woman while I am carrying his child. He comes home late. He hides his phone. He's a scumbag." She pointed a manicured finger at me. "I want to divorce Mark. Everyone here is a witness. You are a cheater and a liar, and you don't deserve this family." Her friends started booing me. Someone threw a plastic cup at me. "How could you?" her dad shouted. "My daughter is pregnant." I stood there, calm. I waited for the noise to die down. Vanessa looked triumphant. She thought she had won. She thought she had seized the narrative. She had played the victim card perfectly. "Are you done?" I asked, my voice calm but loud enough to be heard. "I'm done with you," she screamed. "Get out of my house." "It's my house," I said. "My name is on the deed. Yours isn't, but that's a conversation for the lawyers." I walked over to the laptop connected to the projector. Since we are sharing secrets, and since Vanessa loves airing dirty laundry in front of an audience, I think it's only fair I share my side. "Don't listen to him," Vanessa yelled. "He's just going to lie." "I don't need to lie. I have data." I pressed the button. The massive white screen behind us flickered to life. The first image was not a photo of a mistress. It was a medical document, a scanned PDF blown up to be 10 feet tall.
Mark Patterson. Procedure: vasectomy. Date: August 12, 2019. Result: sterile. Sperm count: 0. The crowd fell silent. People squinted at the screen. My mom gasped again, but this time in confusion. "What is that?" Vanessa asked, her voice dropping. "That," I said, pointing at the screen, "is my medical record from 3 years ago. You see, Vanessa, I had a vasectomy before we even met. I am medically incapable of having children." I looked her dead in the eye. "I am shooting blanks. I have been for years." The color drained from Vanessa's face. She looked like a ghost. "No, that's fake." "It's not fake," I said. "My doctor is actually Dr. Evans, who is standing right over there by the punch bowl." "Hi, Dr. Evans." Dr. Evans, a family friend I had invited specifically for this moment, gave a small, awkward wave. "It's true," he said. "Mark is sterile." The murmurs in the crowd turned into a roar. "So," I continued, pacing back and forth like I was giving a TED talk, "so if I can't have kids, then who is the father of the baby in your belly?" "Mark, stop," Vanessa whispered. She wasn't crying anymore. She was terrified. "I wondered that too," I said. "So I hired a private investigator." I clicked the remote. The next slide appeared. It was a high-definition photo of Vanessa kissing a man in a hotel parking lot. The man was Brad. The crowd gasped louder. Click. A photo of Vanessa and Brad walking into a fertility clinic together, one I hadn't gone to. Click. A screenshot of the text messages. Vanessa: "Mark is so clueless. He's painting a nursery right now. He thinks he's daddy." The words were 10 feet tall. Everyone read them. My mother started crying, but this time she was looking at Vanessa with pure hatred. "You said I was cheating," I said into the mic. "You projected your guilt onto me. You found a receipt for a bracelet I bought my mother. Happy birthday, Mom. And you used it to try and destroy me before I found out the truth. But I already knew." Vanessa was shaking. She looked at her parents. Her dad looked like he was about to have a heart attack. Her mom was covering her face in shame. "This is Brad," I said, clicking to a photo of Brad's driver's license I'd obtained. "Brad is the father. I ran a non-invasive prenatal DNA test using a sample I grabbed from your hairbrush and the amniocentesis results you left on the counter. Do you want to see the results?" "No," Vanessa shrieked. "Turn it off." I clicked the button. Paternity probability: Mark Patterson, 0%. Paternity match: Bradley Cooper, 99.9%. His name wasn't actually Bradley Cooper, but for the sake of the story, let's say his last name was Cooper. "It's a boy, by the way," I said dryly. "Congratulations, Vanessa. You and Brad are going to have a son." I dropped the microphone. It made a loud thud that echoed across the silent backyard. "Get out," I said. Vanessa stood there trembling. "Mark, please, let's talk about this inside." "There is nothing to talk about. You accused me of cheating in front of everyone. You wanted a show. You got one. Now pack your bags. I want you out of my house in 1 hour." "You can't kick me out. I'm pregnant." "You're pregnant with another man's child, and you just admitted to conspiracy to commit fraud in those text messages. I spoke to my lawyer this morning. Since the house was mine before the marriage and you signed a prenup that voids alimony in the event of infidelity, you get nothing, absolutely nothing." Vanessa looked around for support, but there was none. Her friends were looking at their shoes. Her parents were walking toward their car, heads down, without even looking at her. My family was standing behind me, a wall of anger. She burst into tears and ran into the house. The party ended abruptly. The guests shuffled out, whispering. Some of them apologized to me on the way out. Some just left quickly. I grabbed a beer from the cooler, sat down on a lawn chair, and watched the sunset. It took Vanessa 2 hours to pack. She left with 3 suitcases. She tried to say something to me as she walked to her car, but I just put my headphones on. I didn't want to hear her lies anymore. She drove off to Brad's apartment. The fallout was swift and brutal. I filed for divorce the next morning. It was an open and shut case. The evidence was overwhelming. Because of the prenup and the proof of adultery, she got nothing. No house, no alimony, no pension.
But it got worse for her. Brad wasn't happy about the news. Apparently, he didn't want to be a father. When Vanessa showed up at his door with suitcases and a baby bump, he panicked. He broke up with her a week later. He claimed he wasn't ready for a family. So Vanessa had to move back in with her parents. Her influencer career imploded. When the story got out, and it did, because half the town was at that party, she lost all her sponsors. The comments on her Instagram were brutal. She had to delete her account. She is currently working as a receptionist at a car dealership, living in her childhood bedroom, raising a baby alone. As for me, I sold the house. Too many bad memories. I made a huge profit on it. I took that money and bought a condo in the city. I started traveling. I went to Japan, Italy, and New Zealand. I met someone new about a year ago. Her name is Emily. She knows about my medical history. She doesn't care. We adopted a dog. We are happy. Sometimes people ask me if I regret doing it so publicly, if I regret humiliating her in front of everyone she knew. I think about the text message where she laughed about me painting the nursery. I think about how she planned to accuse me of abuse to get my money. I think about the look on her face when she accused me of cheating, thinking she had won. And I smile. No, I don't regret a single thing. The gender reveal was a success. After all, we revealed that the baby was a boy, and we revealed that my wife was a snake.